Here I come with my big box of obligations. That's as long as this thing gets. Obligations. So I said yes to a whole lot of product sponsorships that I probably shouldn't have said yes to. But you know that thing you do like late at night when you're in bed all alone? Not that thing. Don't be gross. You know what? I'll explain at the desk. Let's just go sit down for a second. All right, so this was a bad idea. So this may not actually be a bad idea, but it was definitely way more work than I thought it was gonna be. All right, before we can even begin, we need to go to the idea, when the idea actually happened. So I was actually laying in bed late at night, and that's kind of when I come up with a lot of ideas. So like I'll lay in bed, I can't fall asleep, and I'll come up with different PC builds that I wanna do, different companies to reach out to see if that can showcase their items, that type of stuff. And I ended up going through some of my older emails, and I came across a whole bunch of different product sponsorship requests. People who wanted to send me different items to show you guys. And now I always have to respond to them and tell them no, because it doesn't really have anything to do with the content that I typically do. But I always feel really bad saying no to all these companies because I understand how hard it is to design a product, have it manufactured, then shipping the product, trying to find somebody to purchase the items, advertising, all of that is an absolute nightmare. And I really don't want to say no. So I thought maybe it would be a good idea to do a episode where I say yes to every single product sponsorship request, and I split it into quarters. So first 3 months of the year, I would say yes to every single person who requested a product to be reviewed on this channel. And then we would do like one big massive like photo dump, but with items. And let me tell you, I was unprepared for just how involved every single company was gonna be. For starters, most of the companies that I said yes to take a look at their items didn't say yes to me. I should probably explain that better. The majority of the companies that reached out, they want like full 10-minute review videos on their stylus pen that somehow transforms into like a flower vase. You know what, actually come to think about it, if there was an item that went from stylus pen to vase, I would review that item. Regardless, 10-minute video review on items that don't have anything to do with the content that I typically create is just not something that I'm gonna do. So immediately, a whole lot of people who sent me requests took those requests back. Now for all the companies that didn't retract their previous product request, they had a lot of questions, and I had to spend a lot of time answering those questions. But we got it. We got 8 different companies to send me their products. And they're pretty cool, to be honest with you. Now, because of the amount of work that it took to get 8 products in-house to showcase to you guys, there is a very strong possibility, like a 99% chance that I will never do a follow-up video to this. There will probably never be a say yes to every product sponsorship episode 2, unless you like this video, subscribe to this video, share this video, do all the things that it takes to make a video, you know, get sent to somebody else. But just because there might not be an episode 2 does not mean we are not gonna put our whole heart into showcasing these items, because I did say that I was gonna take a look at them, and we're not gonna let those companies down today. Now, I did also wanna say that I took $0 for this video. This is purely a product sponsorship type arrangement where they just sent me the item so that I could show it to you. And I signed 0 contracts with any of these companies, so I'm not obligated to say anything positive or negative, so you get my pure, unfiltered, raw take on all of these items. And as an added bonus, once this video is done, I'm going to take all the products over to Goodwill, and we will be donating them so that people can get a pretty awesome deal on some pretty sweet products. Okay, I take that back. All of them but one product. One product will definitely be staying here because it's so cool. So it's right around now, I think we should start off with our first product. And I figure if we're gonna start with anything, we should start with a product that is at least semi-similar to the type of content, and at least like in the realm of content that I usually produce. Wavelink sent over what is essentially a JBOD. Now, JBOD stands for, of course, just a bunch of discs. This is a dual bay USB-C 3.5-inch SATA HDD enclosure. So for anybody still confused, that's a fancy way of saying, I have no more space on my computer. I really wish I could have more space on my computer. Help me, Wavelink. You're my only hope. Essentially, the idea here is that you can remove the center of this unit and add two 3.5-inch hard drives. This type of unit is ideal for people who have massive amounts of photos or video clips. Somebody like myself who has tons and tons of old video clips because I've somehow convinced myself that someday I may need to use a clip from a video that I did a year ago. I'm wrong, but I still feel that way. Or it could be for somebody with loads and loads of stolen videos to run their Plex server, or for people who are just data hoarders, saving every single piece of digital information that comes their way. And it's probably best to not have all of that on your PC. I think that it's pretty cool. It attaches directly from the unit to your PC through the included USB-C cable. You head on over to your disk manager to format your drives, and after you're done doing that, you're ready to start saving all of your hardcore porn. Photos. I said photos. Now, as of recording this video, this product is available on Amazon for only $50. And honestly, that is not a terrible price to have a bunch of extra storage for your PC. I mean, people do pay a whole lot more for external hard drives, and you don't have the option to swap out hard drives with those, so if you need more storage, now you have options. This particular unit has 10 gigabit per second transfer speeds, and something that I think that is really cool about this unit is that it will actually turn itself on and off as you turn your PC on and off, which I actually have a NAS drive, and that is one of the things that I dislike the most about it, is that I can constantly hear it running. Now, moving along to one of the funnier items, you know what? No, we're not gonna take a look at that. We're gonna take a look at this. It's a duck, a Camduck. I'm just kidding. It's a surge protector. I'm just kidding. It's a hidden camera and a surge protector. This thing is perfect for those of you who have like unruly elderly people in your house, and you can make sure that those wrinkly old farts aren't rifling through your stuff while you're out buying more storage for your J-bod. Or if you have like an Airbnb and you want to spy on your guests to make sure that they're not smoking things that look like cigarettes but they're not cigarettes. I'm just kidding. Don't do that. I'm pretty sure that's like a lot of jail time. This thing is actually pretty stinking easy to use. Just plug it into the outlet, whichever outlet gives you the best view of the bank you want to rob, and then download the Camduck app. You'll get a prompt to connect your camera to your phone, then you're going to connect to the Wi-Fi, and you can start taking notes of when the guards take their breaks, so you have the most intel needed for your bank heist. Also, don't do that. That's like way more jail time. The camera shoots video at 1080p and 4K, and the quality actually looks pretty good. And you can save those clips and you can store them on an HD card that you can plug into the back of the unit. I cannot wait to start spying on my wife and kids once this video is wrapped up. I'm just kidding, that might not actually be jail time, but probably land me in the doghouse, but we're donating this anyway, so I don't have to worry about it. So now that we're done taking a look at a surge protector with a hidden twist, let's go ahead and take a look at a surge protector. Yep, not kidding at all. This is actually just a surge protector. It has a 18-month warranty and apparently 100% satisfaction. So if it supplies my stuff with electricity, I will be 100% satisfied. Now this thing does have one gimmick, and that is that the plug actually rotates. So if you wanted to turn this thing into a helicopter blades, that is something that you could do. Now the name of the company is Trond. This is the Prime V, and it'll get you juiced. This thing does have 13 different electrical outlets. It does have 3 USB 3s and 1 USB-C. So if you're looking for a surge protector, this is it. Moving right along to our next item, we got ourselves a thermal camera. And not just any thermal camera, one that attaches to your phone. I was actually really excited to get this one because I do a lot of thermal testing and PC builds and stuff like that. And it's nice to see where the computer build gets hot. So this actually was a breath of fresh air. I was really excited to get this. This thing is actually super easy to use. I do have a older generation iPhone and it still uses the Thunderport cable, and they made sure to send over the correct one to me that fits my phone, but it also includes attachments so that you can attach it to the new Androids or new iPhones as well. I will say one thing to note though is that I do need to take off my phone cover in order to get it to make a full connection, but once you do connect it to the phone, it is pretty secure. It's not going anywhere, and I think it looks pretty slick. It's really awesome. Now, just like the Camduck prison sentence, this thing is very easy to use. All you need to do is plug it into your phone and download the Top Infrared app and start looking at the world just a little bit differently. Like my roof here, which for some reason is like hot in really odd locations, and I should probably investigate that before my house burns down. This thing is perfect for finding hot cables behind walls or freaking out your friends by showing them just how strange they look under a thermal lens. Either way, if you're in the market for a thermal camera, this right here is a pretty awesome option. Now, I do want to remind you guys again that all of the items that we are looking at are going to be in the description down below. So if you see anything that you really like or you want to check the price on any of these items, please feel free to click any of those links. It'll show you, how you can purchase one for yourself, or if you want to just see how ridiculous some things cost, go for it. It's up to you. You can do whatever you want. So now that we've talked about something that shows you things that are hot, let's talk about something cold, like this shoulder that I'm giving you. Sometimes the things that I do even surprise me. Have you ever been outside and wished the outside felt a little less like being outside? Well, you are in luck. Make the outside not feel like the outside, more like the inside with the Renvo wearable smart air conditioner. If looking goofy in front of complete strangers is not something that you are worried about at all, and you absolutely despise having a hot neck, then this, my friends, is your next Amazon purchase. Honestly, this is the first time I've had this on my neck. My wife and daughter have been the ones that have been playing around with this thing, so let's give it a shot and see just how effective it is. It ramps up like a jet is taking off on my neck. I don't know if you guys can hear just how much air is being pumped through this thing. Oh, it gives me the chills. All right, I gotta admit, this thing is actually pretty awesome. It's very loud. I'm trying to find the right way to describe to you how that felt. All right, I got it. So you know that lady in the Hogwarts movies? She was like the headmistress of the girls' school that came over to Hogwarts for like games or something. Hagrid had like a thing for it. It feels like that lady loaded her ox lungs with like really, really cold air and is just gently blowing it down the back of my shirt. I think that's a pretty awesome way to explain it. Honestly, I feel like more people know exactly how this felt now. Honestly, this thing would be like perfect for trips to Disney, Universal Studios, places like that. You're gonna look like a robot walking around, but let's be real, no one's leaving Disney with like any amount of bodily fluids left. I mean, you sweat it all out while you're there, especially if you're at Disney in Florida. This thing does have a bunch of different modes, like AI mode, which will detect how much air you need to keep you cool. A cooling mode, which I'll let you guess what that does. A natural wind mode, when you want to close your eyes and pretend like you've touched grass all day while you've been playing video games. And then it has a heating mode, which seems strange, but I mean, you take the hot with the cold, I guess. But all jokes aside, if you don't give a damn what people think about your appearance and being cold is the #1 focus for you, then this thing is actually pretty awesome. It's also not light, so I'm gonna take it off while we go through the next product. So behind me, this is a 32-inch monitor, and above it is a 34-inch ultra-wide monitor. And I was looking at my setup and I was thinking to myself, I could really use another screen because I don't feel like I'm using my desk space properly. And that is exactly where our next item comes into play. Say hello to EOYO. This thing's gonna be an absolute game changer for my setup. We'll probably put it, like right here. This is a 7-inch monitor, and while the vast majority of people out there are hustling to get themselves like a 4K OLED screen, you're not me. I'm going for 800p, baby. I goof around, but this is not designed for like a huge PC setup. This thing is in fact perfect for things like security cameras, so you can just sit in your office or kitchen and make sure that you can see what's happening on your property or around your house. Or if you needed a TV for like your cat or something and you wanted them to be able to watch like the Meow Mix commercial on repeat 24/7. And if you're in the market for a cat TV, nice. But here's the real question. How many FPS do you think we can get on this little thing? Honestly, for a small little monitor, it looks pretty good. Plus I'm getting like 108 FPS at ultra settings with a RX 580. As immersive as this is, I think I'll probably stick with my 32 and 34-inch wide monitors. But it was fun to look at this thing though. Now, I don't do a whole lot of short form content like, you know, TikToks, YouTube shorts and things like that. But if I did do more of that type of content, then I would need a tripod to hold my phone while I show off my dance moves to probably the 11 people who would be interested in seeing that. And while my dance moves are probably not bringing anyone to the yard, our next item, it might. This right here is the CraftGeek Just Tap tripod. This big black rod right here is advertised as only needing 4 steps to being the most unique tripod that is available right now. Step 1 is apparently to unlock the item. Now, that's might be easier said than done because I don't see how you lock this item, but step 2 is to extend the item. Holy crap. Big black rod is long. Step 3 is to extend. So what you need to do is there's a little tiny button right there. What you got to do is you slam it against whatever you're trying to stabilize your tripod on, and this thing will just extend open. And the last step is to remove the included remote control so that you can, you know, take your pictures, pause, and start recording video, all with the push of a button. And to add your phone to the tripod, all you do is put your phone down here, extend to the top, and it will hold your phone like so. It's actually, I mean, I don't know how many more ways you can improve upon a tripod, but they did a good job. Honestly, if I did more content using my phone, the tripod is actually really nice and I would use it all the time. Now, the detachable remote I think is an extremely smart idea. Now, the remote does charge with a USB-C cable that comes included in the box, and the tripod is small enough to fit in larger purses and backpacks, and it extends to be large enough to capture footage for even the tallest of people. Honestly, getting it kind of makes me want to record a TikTok or two.
What's up, guys? Get ready with me while we build a PC.
So now we have come to the last item, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I have wanted this item for a long time. I saw it on TikTok, and ever since then, I've always wanted it. Let me introduce you to the AULA F75. I have been thinking about upgrading my keyboard for an extremely long time now, and I just never have pulled the trigger, and I am a sucker for like a real creamy sounding mechanical keyboard. The keyboard that I am currently using is a 60% Red Dragon white and gray keyboard, and while it serves its purpose, it's not large enough. I've been thinking about getting a larger keyboard as I do need the directional keys and the F keys quite often, and using the function key to get into all that on this keyboard, it's becoming more of an annoyance than it needs to be. Now, I do like the compact size, I just don't like the low functionality of it. I needed something a little bit better. So I was thinking about going to a 75% keyboard, and when they reached out and told me that they wanted to send me this, I was floored. The timing was unbelievable, honestly, because I was like just thinking about getting a new one, and I was probably gonna pull the trigger, and then they wanted to send me the one that I actually wanted. This bad boy right here is a 75% keyboard with gasket hot swappable switches. And if premium switches are what you're looking for, oh baby, this thing has pre-lubed Reaper switches, which make for the most satisfying creamy sound while typing. Just have a listen. For comparison, I used to think that my Red Dragon keyboard here had a very nice sound, but just listen to the difference. Now, I don't know if you've figured it out yet, but this thing right here is 100% the item that I was talking about that is not going to be getting donated. Remember, we are going to be bringing all of these items over to the Goodwill so that somebody who could take advantage of these items and needs something like this can get it at a discounted price. Now, I know I hated on this video a little bit in the beginning. It really wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but it's not something that I feel like I would do again unless you guys really enjoyed this video. So if you did find some enjoyment in this, please consider hitting the subscribe button as well as smashing the like button. If this video does do well, then I will do it again, and we'll see what kind of crazy items we get in the next quarter of this year, and maybe they'll send me some really cool stuff. Maybe they'll send me a drone. I really want to play around with a drone. I've never had one, and I'd really like to have one, or a 3D printer. I really think I need to get a 3D printer. Now, before I plug this thing into this computer, which is absolutely not my personal computer, so if you were wondering what this is, you'll know soon enough. Just subscribe to the channel and I'll explain what this is later. But also, don't come from my cable management, okay? I get it, it's bad. We're redoing this whole setup anyways soon, just shh. But before I do plug this thing into there, I did need to tell you all that no matter where you are in the world, I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I'm gonna see you right here in this room for the next video.